I'm very hesitant when I get involved with a company, and the algorithm that they have that is, I don't want to call it AI, but it's a solid algorithm. And for my wife and I, we were at 52. I think my bills are going to be paid off when I was maybe 86 years old. Um, Mortgage and bills and student loans, things of that nature. And I believe it was going to be um, either right under 6 or right over 6 years, just following that algorithm. Now it's like a gym membership. You have to check in at least 15 to 20 minutes a week to follow it because it's changing. Um, but the reason we're here today is um, I did, my history, 6 years of coaching mortgage lenders and real estate agents came to an end last year. I left the company and I'm heading in a different direction. The company that I'm aligned with now, what it does, it helps renters out, um, add their rental history onto their credit report. The closest one that everybody may know about that's come into agreement is the city of Concord with their affordable housing. There's a lady, Angela Graham. She's been in this space for 30 years, and they've agreed to partner with us with this. To me, that's significant. And with this fintech company, it's something you definitely want to look at to have in your business. So, as an example, David, as a real estate agent, I'm renting, and if I want to buy a home, David will normally tell me, well, you'll have to go a year or two and really build your credit up, or if there's credit repair issues, things of that nature, it's 6+ months. Now, what David can offer is, he said he'll give me the link to go to. I will sign my wife and I up on this. In 45 days, this will get added to two aged trade lines, TransUnion and Equifax, as an aged trade line, increasing my FICO score. So they will add 2 years of prior rental history onto my credit report, which is huge. Same thing, they use an algorithm. There are some companies that report to one bureau. However, reporting to one bureau, the way that they do it, their algorithm doesn't allow that to increase someone's FICO score significantly. So I believe that there's a lot of agents that I've come across in the last 6 years. I've always heard it. Well, I have buyers that I can't qualify, and I understand it's not you doing the qualifying; it's your different mortgage people. So David would come to me and say, well, I could, we at our company have a solution to help you out. And as we start looking for houses in the next, 30 and 60 days, we can go through this process to see if you indeed would qualify. Um, and then at that point in time, I would go on that. I want to say it's going to be $350 for my
Oh,
wife and I to get a 2 year rental history added on. And then David is just going to say, at the end of the transaction, I will reimburse 50% of that, and the mortgage lender that we choose will reimburse 50% of that as well. So they will
are
get
you,
that money back.
are you talking about the rental verification program?
I am, yes.
Okay, that program does work. I had two clients that couldn't qualify, and there one of them is now in his new home. The other one we're looking. So that program does work, and I think it's 250, one for Equifax and one for TransUnion.
Listen, Dawn, I want to say I'm getting the chills and the goosebumps right now. There's nothing like a live testimonial when you're introducing something. So I want to say thank you. And yeah, Ted, I believe Ted in Charlotte has introduced that to a lot of folks. And the thing about it is, you should be really excited about that. If that is a portion of your business that you're talking about with different people, people will start to call you. Okay, I know that if I talk to people about that for 30, 60, or 90 days, eventually, I could tell people that I specialize in first-time home buyers. I could tell people that I specialize in people that are renting that wouldn't normally qualify for a home, and I can do this and call it closed real estate. No other agent can do what I can do for you. No other agent could do what I can do for your client. So that would be a statement that I would use as a licensed real estate agent on the street. So the thing about it is, what you may want to do is, and I don't know everybody's business model, but what normally what I would tell people is, go back 6 months and find out the people that you've talked to that were unable to qualify for a home, and just call them up and have, send them the link and have them go through this. The other thing is there's probably a few different lenders that you're aligned with. I would call the lenders, because I know that lenders give you guys so much leads every day, don't they? Well, this is a way for them to give you not necessarily just leads, but leads that will turn to deals. There's a lot of lenders that are unable to qualify a certain amount of people per month. So if conservatively, it's just if it's 3 people a month they can't qualify because someone's renting, there's 18 hot, warm leads for you. All right. Again, if I was a licensed real estate agent, not only would I go to mortgage lenders, I would go to different local banks that I would have a relationship with that do mortgages. So if David Doty works at the credit union or BB&T or whatever the other name brand banks are, I would say, David, listen, there's a way that our organization can qualify people for their home, and then they can get their mortgage through you. So you're not necessarily even taking business away from them. You're adding value to that relationship. I don't want to be redundant and going on, but I just wanted to be this quick, and so it's going to be 7 minutes to David. So I'll open it up to any Q&A that anybody may have right now.
How do you go about talking to the banks to see if we can get clients from them?
Excellent question. So let's say that, David, first of all, I'm going to identify the bank that I use, which is the State Employees Credit Union, as well as BB&T. So what I would do is I would visit the local branch of BB&T, and I would find out who the mortgage specialist is. What's the little poochie's name? What's the name? You're on mute.
You're muted.
It's Toby.
Okay.
Hey, Toby.
So Dawn, let's say that you're the mortgage professional at BB&T. I would set a meeting with you, because obviously all banks have to set meetings to go in there. And I would ask you specifically of how many loans last year you couldn't qualify because the person was renting and their FICO score was too low. Now, I also know that you're not going to have that data right on the back of your wrist. So I would say, listen, why don't you pull up that data? And if you don't know how to, I would say, maybe you can have your manager pull some the prior data. And if you had 100 people that you couldn't qualify in the last 6 months, I believe I can get at least 30 to 40% of those people approved through our process. How much more would that add to your bottom line? Because I know it would do great to mine. All you have to do is just have that person give me a call. I will put them through the system. They're going to get their loan through you. And the process is just $350 that we can split at closing. Would you be open to that? Did that answer your question?
It did. Thank you.
It's great info, David. Do you have any other insider tips on how to get this message out? And I know that you have other things that you need to attend to. So anytime you need to drop off, just feel free. We're not gonna keep you too long.
All right. Yes, thank you, David. Again, this is going to be you building a relationship with different people that you know. I don't, me personally, I would not put this message out on. I mean, for instance, Dawn, you've done a few of these. Maybe by putting a message out on social media. Hey, does anybody know anybody that is looking to buy a home that is renting and unable to qualify through the local lending organizations? I can help you out with that. Give me a call.
Yeah, I put one on Facebook, I think 2 or 3 days ago.
Okay. And so Dawn, how many people have you put through that so far?
3, and 2 of them are, well, one of them has bought his new home And the other one, she went 1099, so she's going back to a regular paycheck. She's gonna get another job and then she'll be ready to look.
Okay, so can I ask you what your commission was on that one deal that you did do?
It was well, I made two commissions off of it. One was 31.51, and that was after paying the 299 for my client. And the other one was heavy stuff. The other one was around the same thing.
So we'll call it 6,000 times. I don't have my calculator. David, if you can get a calculator and do 6,000 times 12,
Be 72.
so that's a $72,000 salary that someone can have that's on the call if you're just doing one a month. And that 3,000 is, that would be an average commission, in my opinion, of someone that's renting, okay, that's going over. When my wife and I we've been in our home for 3.5 years. Prior to this, we were in an apartment for over 3 years. She has the exact time and days and hours we were there. And if I had this, we would have got out of our apartment quicker, and I would have gotten a better rate on our loan. Now, not just the mortgage guys, what you need to realize is you're really doing your clients a service for this, because I pay, when my credit was not good, I was paying 18% on an auto loan. A lot of credit cards, I was paying, high interest rates. This is going to help your clients lower the rates and save money. So the 350 or the 250, depending on single or couple, is so insignificant because they're going to save so much more within the first year of lowering rates. Dawn, thank you for sharing your testimony. I appreciate that. So yeah, whoever wants to make at least $70,000 extra on top of what you're doing, I would talk about this to a lot of people.
Now, what is this called again? What's the name of it?
David Doty has the link that he can send you, Kanisha.
Okay.
Kanitha, I'm sorry, Kanitha, and he'll send you the link, and just click on the link and kind of look at it. And it's the only company of its kind in the country that does this.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
And again, you're welcome. They're adding rental history onto 2 credit bureaus. So that's one. And then they can also do what's called ongoing reporting while they are renting for $7 a month.
Okay.
You can also get in touch with me, Kanisha, if you need to talk to me.
Okay.
And just to let everybody know, this is not all they have to do is sign up for it. The company, they flew me out there last week, and I was very, very impressed with them. They have a lady in-house that takes care of everything and contacts the landlords. So this is not anything that you guys have to do. You just tell your client to take care of it, and then just tell them to keep you up to date. Now, the one thing that I would also do is I would make sure I have you under contract before I give you this information.
In other words, a buyer agency agreement.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, Kanitha, I'm not gonna give this to you and let you know, because you say, oh yeah, send me the information, and I'll say, well, let's meet for a cup of coffee just so we can come under agreement, and that's it. Because I mean, I don't mind helping people, but I like to help myself and my family as well. So make sure that it's if I would you. If I'm able to help you significantly increase your credit, would you, come allow me to be your real estate professional to find your home? And I believe if you do that, now we're being conservative. We're being very, very conservative at the $72,000 a year. I honestly believe if someone pushes this, how most salespeople should, you should be getting 2 deals a month from this conservatively. When I visited out there in Utah, there was a mortgage branch that I visited, and there's 2 extra deals these mortgage lenders are doing per month. 2. Now, in this area, their commissions were $5,000 to $7,000. So they added that revenue on top of their existing business. So this can be a year of a harvest for a lot of people if they utilize it. If we're talking, $140,000 of gross revenue, if you're talking about this, because You can partner with different lenders and do first-time buyer workshops. You can partner with a local banker potentially, and I know some are finicky. My direction would be local credit unions and or small local and or regional banks. The big banks aren't going to want to partner with you a whole lot. They're very finicky in my opinion, but there's a possibility. So, if you take this and run with it, you're looking at least putting 70 or more $1,000 of revenue in your pocket as a real estate agent. David, thank you for having me. And if there's any questions, David, you can have me on again in the next time you do a call, and I'll answer some questions.
All right. Thank you so much, David. Appreciate it.
All right, you guys have a great week. Go get them.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Hey, David, can I say something else?
Sure. Go ahead, Don.
Okay, about that program. Okay, what it does, it basically takes 2 years of their rental history and adds it to their credit report. And then they will record for 6 months after the first one. And I think it takes 30 to 45 days for it to hit good. And then they'll go ahead and they will continue for 6 months at no charge. Once the 6 months is up, they only charge $7 a month to keep reporting. It is a great program. And again, I've seen it work. I didn't want to tell any of my clients about it. And the guy that I just sold a house to, he was my guinea pig. And I tell you, the program really works. So please put it in your tools that you have that you can use for clients. I love working with first-time home buyers. I don't mind working with people who need the credit built up. I've run across a lot of programs that help people. Freedom debt relief. If they want to go through something like that, that's a good program as well. They will help pay off the bills. So just write it down that they will record, and it helps with homes, cars, whatever they want to buy. This program will help with it. I sit down and had lunch with David Hersha, who is the representative for our area. Great program. Please use it as your tools.
I've met Steve. I had lunch with Steve and Brent. I think his name is Brent, is one of the owners of the company. They are trustworthy, good people. And I like you, Dawn. I appreciate you saying that. I'm very slow to recommend something like this that's going to cost people, a couple $100 to try it out. And if I hadn't seen it work myself with a client as well, I wouldn't be so fast to push it out there. So appreciate you sharing your thoughts, Dawn. If you guys aren't aware of the way credit works, it's the length of accounts, it's paying them on time, and then it's the ratio between what your credit limit is and how much you owe on those different lines of credit. So if you have a $10,000 credit card limit and you owe $10,000, that's going to really drive your score down. If you have a $10,000 limit and you owe $0, that's going to drive your score up. A lot of people, especially first-time home buyers, people just getting out of college, getting their first jobs, they don't have a long credit history. And so if they can have 2 years of paying on time added to their credit report, that's going to really boost their score. And sometimes we see people's score jump as much as 40 or 50 points in a month. And so it can take somebody going from barely able to qualify for an FHA loan to be able to go conventional. And so it can save them a lot on their interest rate, and it can help them really prepare them and boost them and put them in a good direction moving forward financially. And so if you are the person to introduce them to this program, they are going to love you forever if they truly understand what they've been able to do. We have a little bit longer. Do you get any other questions on the rental verification program?
Yeah, I have a question. So what were you saying about, like, when you go talk to a mortgage lender on, like, kind of selling them on the idea of we can help out, buyers who can't qualify? and I know the buyer has to pay, you know, the 250 or 300, and then we'll basically pay them back at closing. So is it just like we're halving that, me and the lender are halving the price to pay back the buyer for doing it?
If you choose to.
Mhm.
And so, Miles, I don't know if you know Sarah Bates, or if you have another lender that you like, that you like working with in this area, but I'd really encourage you all. I know Melissa Young's on this call. She would refer her business to Ray Shanahan, and they have a close, tight-knit relationship, so that if she needs something or she has a question about a loan, she can call Ray's cell phone and get him pretty much anytime, and he's going to be able to answer her questions. If you don't have a lender like that, I'd strongly encourage you to develop a relationship with somebody who is credible, somebody you can trust, and somebody who will answer a text at 8 o'clock at night when you really need an answer. So that would be the first step, is to identify somebody like that, that you trust, that you can work with, that you can refer your clients to, and then will be there to answer your questions and take good care of your people. And then once you have identified that strategic alliance, that partnership, then you bring this information to them. So Miles, say to Sarah or whomever, we've got this new program. It's a new company. It can take people who are unable to qualify for a mortgage, who are 6 months away from qualifying, and get them ready to go today. And you can talk to them. You know, it might cost $300. If you have any past leads who are still trying to get their credit up, who aren't able to buy yet, we can introduce this program to them. And let's say it costs $300. I will split that with you, and we'll pay it back at closing. Would you be open to that? And I think most every lender would say, absolutely. I would pay $150 on a sure thing at closing, right? We're not going to just throw our money to the wind and hope it works, but we're going to have our buyer clients come out of pocket now. And if they stick to the process and they uphold their end of the bargain, we're going to put them into a home, and then we'll reimburse them for that cost at closing. And I mean, for me, would I be willing to promise somebody $150, $175 in 45 days if I'm going to get a $3,000, $5,000, or $10,000 check at that time? I mean, I think it's a no-brainer.
Right. Appreciate that.
Yep. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I got a question, David.
Hey, Benika.
Hey, what if they're hesitant to sign up because of the money? Like, they're like, I don't have that kind of money. Can we just go ahead and do it and pay it up front, or what? What's your best suggestion on that?
I would say I'm not able to do that. I would blame it on my wife. My wife would not let me do that. I did that once before, and it did not end well. So I think if you are serious about buying a house, if you really want to buy a house, it's worth the investment potentially, because you could pay $350 right now, or $250, and for you right now to invest that, then it's going to save you potentially $100 a month in interest. It would be in your best interest. I think if I were talking to somebody and they say they don't have $300 right now, that they might not be in a position to buy a house. And
that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. If somebody's not willing to invest in themselves, you might not want to be willing to invest in them either.
Exactly. I don't know about David, but you can always use me as your tool and have them call me, since I know the program works and have seen it in action. I'll be more than happy to talk to your client to help, smooth that over as well. I mean, $350 or $300, $250 to buy them a brand new home and get them into home ownership is well worth the money. I mean, people throw away money left and right every day. If they just save some money every month, or every couple of weeks when they get paid, and put it back, and then do it, then that will also help them. But the program is a great, great tool, and I will be more than happy to help talk to your client about it. It's something that they really need to think about doing because it does help them buy a home. So, and you know, like I said earlier, cars, everything else. So it has its benefits on many different levels. So I'll be more than happy to help talk to your client if you'd like for me to.
Okay, thank you, Dawn.
I put the link in the chat. I'm not sure if you guys saw that or not. If I would just copy and paste that and save it somewhere and put it in, you know, go ahead and click on the link and put it in your favorites. If you have Chrome, and I think Safari is the same way, if you save it in your favorites, it will be on your phone, it will be on your desktop, it will be on your tablet, wherever you are signed in and you have that browser. It's a great tool. Okay. Any other questions on the program? Okay. The other thing that I'd like to talk about is how to get that message out. And we did talk about, David brought up going directly to the lenders. I'd also encourage you guys to go back through the last year of buyer leads that you had. And if you are using your Chime account and you have contacts or leads in there that are first-time home buyers, go back to them and touch base with them. Say, are you still thinking about buying? If you weren't able to get a loan, check out this program. Maybe you can now. The other thing that I would mention is offer to do a free workshop. So talk to your friends, your neighbors. You could even go on the Nextdoor app and say, hey, I'm going to be hosting a free workshop on how to boost your credit in order to buy a home. So that would be something else that you can do. You can also talk to your past clients, because people, a lot of times when they buy their house, they have a lot of friends who are, oh, I'm jealous, I wish I could buy a house. Go to your past clients that have recently purchased in the last year and say, do you have any friends who would love to buy but haven't been able to? And invite them to your free workshop that you're going to do. And you can, when you do the free workshop, you can partner with your lender and ask them to provide the snacks and also their own leads who haven't been able to qualify. Okay.
Hey, David. This is
Yes,
Stacy.
sir. Thanks. Hey, Stacy.
Hey, as far as that workshop, due to recent situation right now, as far as COVID, can we also do that workshop via Zoom? Because I just, you just said have the lender, offer snacks as well, but got a feeling a lot of people probably wouldn't want to come out to get it done. So as far as doing it via Zoom, that would be okay as well, correct?
Absolutely. That's probably even better, Stacy, actually.
All right.
How about doing a video and posting it on Facebook? Will that work?
I would encourage you to do that. Absolutely. Stacy knows about that.
Good. I might need somebody to teach me how to do it because I'm one of these old folks.
Hey, I just started doing it 2 days ago, actually.
So, well, save my link and give me a call because I could use somebody to teach me how to do stuff like that.
Definitely will.
All right, guys. Any other comments, questions? I'm going to commit to doing these on Monday mornings. So next week, we'll be talking more about how to generate listing leads, and it'll be kind of a rolling format. So I'd really encourage and appreciate if you guys would send me messages. You can call or text me, email me, message me through Basecamp, and let me know what things that you are interested in learning about, focusing on, and what we can do to help you grow your businesses and accomplish your goals for 2021. If you don't have written goals for this year, I would strongly encourage you to do that today, to develop your goals, to write them down, and then develop a game plan on how to get there, how to accomplish those goals. Okay. If you have questions about that, if you don't know how to do that, if you just want a second set of eyes to look at that, I'd be happy to meet with any of you individually to do that as well. Okay. All right. Thank you all. It's a really awesome, and it's a pleasure to have seen so many of you tune in for this. And I'll be posting the recording in Basecamp. See you soon. Okay.